back from his Mala vacation. It's a day late, but it doesn't matter. It's still good to see him and see him walking around. And he's heading northwards towards Chitwa Camp at the moment. So really nice to see him. Sorry, I'm a bit in the way here, but he's looking absolutely fine. He's a little on the skinnier side. He could do with the meal, but he's absolutely looking wonderful otherwise. So no markings or anything from his jaunt down south. Luckily, nothing caught up with him and caused any issues or anything like that. So super glad to see little Thamba. He's one of my favorite leopards, and so, well, he is my favorite leopard, let's be honest. I spend a lot of time with him and like spending time with him. So really good to catch up with him. I'm going to try and just get round. He's heading kind of towards the airstrip on Chitwa, which will be quite nice if he does head that way. It's difficult because he's angling in different directions, and kind of he goes north and then he goes west and he's going north, but he just kind of popped out on the road, which was quite nice of him actually. And hopefully he's going to stay in this area for a while and just kind of keep up and hopefully actually head north to Djuma. It's been a long time since we've seen him on Djuma, and I would like to have him back. Oh, hello little Steenbok, you better be careful, there's a leopard over there. Let's see if he sees the little Steenbok. He's missed the Steenbok completely. There's a Steenbok right to my right. Thamba is still moving north and it's completely missed this little antelope that was on my right hand side, which is very lucky for that Steenbok, because ultimately if Thamba had seen it, definitely would have gone into stalk mode. Now I believe a lot of you are excited to catch up with our young man once again. It's the young boys that are stealing the show these days. They definitely are the so-called showstoppers. They're the ones that have really come out in full force this winter. We've had pretty much a male domination. I mean, we've seen Thandi and Shadow, and especially Shongile was in the early parts of winter, but it's really been the boys that have provided the bulk of our sightings over the last few months. Now please stop on top of the termite mound. Oh, look at that, and look at the beautiful light as well that he's in. It doesn't get any better than that. His coat is absolutely shimmering in this late afternoon light, and of course he's got those light colored eyes, so you tend to kind of get this gold coat with his blue-green color eye. Is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Now looking at him today, and sort of after seeing Hosana yesterday, he's definitely not that much smaller. I mean, Hosana is getting bulky, but Thamba is definitely not much smaller. He's also starting to get a little dewlap that's coming down now. You can see the skin is slowly but surely starting to sag a little bit, but he's still got those big ears and big eyes. Come on, go sit on top of your mound. Be a good boy. Yes, he's going to hopefully just sit right over there. Now the guys are going to go around on my left, so I don't want to block them off. I'm just going to slide forward a little bit so we've got a better view of him. Oh, look at that. That is spectacular. Now, Madeline, you say how far south did Thamba travel? Well, I don't know how far into Mala he actually went. I just know he crossed into Mala. It could have been a little bit south. It could have been way south. I have no idea. But I can tell you that it's a lot further south than we've seen him on Djuma. It's a good couple kilometers down the Mulawati riverbed by the looks of things. He's a little east, obviously, of the Mulawati, closer towards the Mulawanini, but he most definitely has gone in that direction, that's for sure. So it's an incredible thing that he's moving around in that area. And I wonder if it's maybe because Hosana is starting to just mark a little bit and putting a bit of pressure on Thamba. At the end of the day, you've got Quarantine and Tingana and Hosana all on this northern side of him. And so it's difficult for him to kind of find and establish himself somewhere there. But it would be nice if he came back to Djuma, because lately we've had very little pressure in and around that Mulawati section, unless of course it's his mom that is pressurizing him a lot, because we know she's been a lot in the Mulawati area and has been up and down that section, kind of scent marking and vocalizing, and so maybe she's been putting pressure on him to come southwards, and that's why he's ended up in this area. Also, at the end of the day, he spent a lot of time around the Chitwa camp where there's a lot of prey animals. He's also had success with kind of scavenging of some of the kills that Tingana's made, and so I suppose it makes sense to hang around in this area. There's a lot of prey animals because of the dam and the airstrip that provides perfect habitat for a number of different antelope species. So in the end, I suppose it really isn't the worst place for him to be, but he's going to have to be careful. The predator density around the dam at the moment is high. We know that Tingana was robbed recently, in fact not very far from where we are right now, by the Styx pride. So the Styx are around, the Birminghams are around, you've got the 3 male leopards, you've got Kuchava, so there's a lot of predator activity all around him, and that's not even counting any of the hyenas either. So I think if I was him, I would move northwards and go and find a little pocket on north of the Mulawati, that's for sure. Of course, I'm being biased because I want him to come that side anyway. Palin, there's two reasons for a dewlap. One is obviously it's far more intimidating to any other male. The bigger that head and neck area, the more intimidating. It's much like a lion's mane. The bigger the mane, the more intimidating it is to another one. So it's the same thing with a leopard. The other purpose that it serves is, remember, male leopards will confront each other and will bite each other and fight. And if they grip on that skin, there's a lot of loose skin. It means those canines are not going to get into the throat as easily, and therefore it's a little bit of protection. Also, again, like a lion's mane, it just forms a bit of protection around the head. So that loose skin just helps with that situation. But that is absolutely beautiful. And his teeth are looking healthy and white as well. Can't tell me that he's not one of the most stunning looking leopards we've seen in a long time. Well, I say so. I think our two boys are probably two of the most beautiful boys we could possibly wish for. Now, you can see he's not too perturbed by cars. He's going to move off the mound and carry on, and I think he's going to go into quite thick bush. Now, Kirst, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you very well. The comms are not very good down here.